This first news story comes to us from GameSpot, written by Alessandro Barbosa. Microsoft says $400 PS5 Slim coming this year, maybe. A new slim PlayStation 5 could be released in the near future, according to statements made by Microsoft in court documentation for the ongoing FTC versus Microsoft trial. In a portion of the court documents where Microsoft is arguing in favor of including the Nintendo Switch as a competitor to both Xbox and PlayStation, a line makes mention of a new lower-cost PlayStation 5 model that Sony hasn't yet announced. Microsoft mentions that its competitor is planning to release a PlayStation 5 Slim later this year at the same reduced price point, referencing the cheaper digital edition PlayStation 5, which retails currently for $400. This wouldn't be the first mention of a PS5 Slim, with rumors of the consoles dating back to September last year. Since then, further reports regarding the console and additional accessories have surfaced, with one report suggesting that Sony will launch an external Blu-ray drive alongside the console to add disc support to both the new Slim and existing digital-only console. The report suggests that the PlayStation 5 Slim will be packaged both standalone and bundled with the external drive and launched sometime in September 2023. Reports surrounding the PlayStation 5 Slim have also indicated that the new console will not feature any processing power improvements, quashing any suggestion that this could also be a PS5 Pro model. So, your thoughts? Is this... Yeah, again, there's no confirmation at all here. But if this were to be true, in the next couple months, you get a PS5 Slim. Is that something that interests you at all? Is that something that, like, you would go out and trade in your current PS5 for a Slim? Or do you like the current PS5? Or
that would greatly interest me. I am not a fan of the current PS5 design or size.
Oh,
it is very big.
So beautiful.
I don't think so, man. I think it's way too look at me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I prefer my stuff to like to blend in to the background. So I'm not like looking at a giant Wi-Fi router while I'm playing my games. You know what I mean? And it also makes it a lot more portable too. So if I want to take it somewhere with me. Oh yeah, like I don't know. I've been into that. I am also a new proud parent. So for people who can't see, I got a little addition here. I got a nice Series S, and let me tell you, this thing is tiny. I could fit this in my backpack. It's so small.
That's awesome.
If Sony was to be able to do something with a PS5 Slim that could even be maybe like, I don't know, 20% larger than this, I would gladly trade in my regular PS5 for that. As long as I get the same power output, I'm good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might be there with you too. I love my PS5. Like, I actually like the look of it.
It's a good console. I just don't like the way it looks.
To me, it reminds me of like, it almost looks like someone like wearing like a white trench coat and they have like a high collar up or something like that. I guess what it makes
like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly who it is.
I love it. I think it looks so just over the top and just great. But yeah, I also, it would be nice if it would fit my TV stand, because currently it like just doesn't fit places very well. Like,
thank you.
So even though it looks sick, it's not practical.
I'm struggling to figure out somewhere to stick it in my entertainment center.
Yeah, even if it was just flat, the same size, but just flat, like that would be better. But because it has like the wings, it immediately makes it like really impractical for like sticking in tight, shelves and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'd
be willing to give up the whole plate thing too. I'm fine with that.
I mean,
make it look like a traditional PlayStation, or you know what
honestly,
I mean?
Yeah, honestly, the whole plate thing is so funny because they made it seem like that was going to be like this major, like, I don't know, like a main point of I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like something like they're going to be doing a selling point. Yeah, for the PS5, where they're going to be constantly coming out with these crazy new plates that you can get and keep upgrading. I think we didn't even get the
Final Fantasy ones.
We got like 2 or 3 so far. We got like black ones and purple ones.
We got black. We got all the regular ones, the black, blue.
That's right.
Red,
basically,
purple, and pink.
That's
I think.
true. And basically, for any of the controller colors, they've come out with a plate for it.
Right,
Like,
but there's no special edition plates. Like Japan got Final Fantasy plates. We didn't get nothing.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, they got Final Fantasy plates and a Final Fantasy controller, and we didn't get anything.
Jeez, that's crazy. But yeah,
you would think with every first party Sony game, they should be putting out plates. Why not?
Oh yeah, I mean that was originally before Death Stranding was announced for PS5, which ultimately is why I bought a PlayStation 5. Remember, originally I wasn't going to buy one until Ragnarok came out. Mm-hmm. And I was my thing was like, I'm going to buy the Ragnarok special edition because I want the cool plate. They never did anything with that either, which is wild.
They did a controller and that was it.
Which I got that. Like the controller's sick. I love it.
Right, but why didn't they design plates like that with that design language?
Like a plates with this,
yeah.
Like what it would look sick, like the blue, the white, the wolves on there. Like, sign me up.
They goofed big time.
It's crazy.
But you know what? They're not the only ones because up until recently, Nintendo was goofing. Because it was maybe 2 or 3 years into the Switch's life when they finally started doing special edition Joy-Con and systems.
That's true.
And even still, they don't have enough colors that I would. How do you not have like color schemes from your past systems? Like you don't have an NES palette, you don't have a SNES, GameCube.
You have to go to Colorware for that and spend like 3 times the amount you would normally would for a controller.
That should have been one of the first things that they did was do classic sets. But I don't run a company, but it's the same thing for going back to PlayStation. Yeah, I'd be willing to give up all the size and extra plates and all that for a much smaller console. I already don't have a disc drive, so I know that's not taking up a whole lot of space inside the chassis. So
exactly,
let's just keep cutting it down. Cut it in half. I would love for it to be, how much of a difference it was from the PS2 to the PS2 Slim.
Oh yeah,
I would love it to be that level.
Yeah, it was a massive
a difference.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was like a fraction of the regular PS2 size.
Yeah, it was actually insane how much they were able to cut out of there. Like I don't know how they did it. What kind of crazy like dark magic they were doing over there, but it was like, what the heck?
But if they did that 20 years ago, Garrett, then they can do it today.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, their biggest issue would be cooling. Like
they figured it out with PS2.
Yeah, but PS2 never didn't quite output the same amount of power as PS5 and the Xboxes do nowadays. So they'd get hot, but not like
if they could fit,
not like hardware does nowadays. So that's like that's my only thought is like they could do it, but it's just going to take a lot bigger or noisier fan. Like that's the only issue with a Slim nowadays is because there's so much literal power going in there and heat coming off of it it's like, all right, you're going to sacrifice size for it might be noisy now, like, because that's like old consoles were noisy. Like, think about it. Think about your 360. Think about PS3. Like nowadays,
PS4 was a jet engine.
Jet engine, exactly. So, it's nice. Like right now, like the PS5 is mostly silent. Like I rarely hear mine unless I'm like real close to it. So thinking about like, all right, if I get a Slim, like I might start hearing it more, which isn't a huge.
Here's my question. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of people hate the idea of it. If they were able to cut it down as significantly as PS2 to PS2 Slim, would you put up with an external power brick?
Yeah, I don't have any issues with that. I never really had issues. I mean, it can be a pain in the butt depending on your TV setup. Like if like your TV stand that you have, like, oh, it doesn't quite fit under it, so I got to stick it behind there. But other than that, like, I never care. Like the 360 had a massive brick, and
oh my god, the original power brick, yes,
crazy. So and like I never really cared much about that. So I don't. Yeah, if that's what it took to get it slimmer, is like a power brick and a giant fan that's a little noisy. Like I don't know. I would be maybe less quick to go out and jump and get one, but I wouldn't be like if this one never had issues down the road, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to get the Slam. I got to get the base one. Like, no, yeah, I'd go pick that up in a second.
I don't care what they do to make it smaller. If they make it smaller and redesign it, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Hands down.
All right. Well, hopefully these
please be true.
I mean, because that could be. It just seems to me like that. It seems crazy that we haven't heard anything. If September really is a date, that's 2 months away, right? September, July, August. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too, is if they do another showcase, which is a rumor that's been floating around, that'd be the perfect place to do it in September.
Right.
You could announce it now and then say it's coming early next year.
I'm also surprised, like, because they announced like some of the hardware they're working on at that last showcase, like that weird little streaming.
That's because that's going out to die. That's why
the stream thing, and then the headphones, like the Bluetooth earbuds or whatever.
Those I still want. I haven't heard any word on those.
Yeah, so in my head, it's like, oh, that also would have been a great place, like alongside like this. Oh, and one last thing, zoom, 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 PS5 Slim coming this fall, and it's like.
It almost makes, I wonder if they were maybe trying to nail down, the final build.
Yeah, I mean,
because we've heard stories of consoles that they go down to the wire. The PS3 controller. Remember when they first showed off the PS3 and it had that terrible looking controller?
The boomerang, baby.
Right, and they were able to change that right before release and were able to ship out.
Yeah, that's true.
The actual DualShock 3. So. Hardware can change very quickly.
It wasn't a DualShock 3, remember? It was that weird 6-axis.
Oh, that's right.
We didn't get DualShock
they did make. I had a DualShock.
For some reason, I thought they didn't release the DualShock till later.
They did. I got one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not like the 6-axis.
They eventually released a DualShock, but I think at launch it was only the 6-axis.
It was just 6-axis. Yeah, but I got a DualShock.
Oh man. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see a couple more months. I mean, if it's coming out in 2 months, like Microsoft seems to think, then we hear about it within the next month. Like by the end of August, we definitely hear about it. So yeah, well, not long to wait.
I don't think it's coming out in 2 months. I think it's getting announced in 2 months, and then it'll be out
right before Christmas holiday.
Right, yeah, right before Christmas, like, early next year.
Yeah.
And then I think they do that, and then I think they fire sale the regular models that they have. So I think the current PS5 and the current the digital and the disc edition, I think you take $100 off of each of those, get them out, so they're $400 and $300, and then you leave the new Slim at $400. And you do that external hard drive that everybody's been talking, or not hard drive, disk drive.
I don't know. I don't see them dropping the price on the main one. I
do. If you're trying to move units, if you're trying to clear out stock, I would advise the retailers, hey, chop these down so you can get them out of the door. Because we only want to sell this one SKU, and then we'll sell the disk drive. So if people want to get discs, they can. Because that saves a lot of money on Sony's part, only having to produce one SKU.
Yeah, the disk drives are also compatible though with the digital edition of the console, like the one we have. So that's what makes me think like they wouldn't necessarily be in a hurry to get rid of old stock, because the disk drive would still be usable not only for the new thing but also for old ones. So, but I don't know. I guess,
yeah, maybe that. I would say the disk units then, more than anything, they would want to get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of phase those out because. I mean, they are very obviously the less popular one. I mean, I guess I don't know for a fact. I haven't seen numbers.
No. I mean,
but from just what I hear online and from friends and stuff like that, like just aesthetically, like aesthetics alone, people aren't fans of the disc one. Let alone like how many people even
I already don't like the PS5 one. This one, the digital makes it tolerable. I can't stand the disc version. It looks so bad. It looks like it has a big tumor on the side.
Yeah, it's kind of wild looking. Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.